This computer terminal provides full access to the L-Cars computer net.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the L-Cars ADV Subspace channel. Welcome aboard. So we're going to do the last video here in the series of why I pulled the trigger on a GPX bike. So this last one here, we're going to do the community and value. So one of the reasons why I pulled the trigger on a GPX bike is definitely the community. Actually, it was probably one of the biggest reasons. When originally searching for a GPX, I stumbled upon the ADV Rider threads on there, and then I found the Facebook group. And the GPX Facebook group is one of the best Facebook groups around. The guys on that webpage are just amazing. Everybody is so helpful, willing to just go through any questions anybody has, any new guys, any stupid oil questions or what tires I should run questions. Everybody's really a little too nice on some of those questions, but like just put any oil in there. But but everybody's like really, you know, nobody's like, oh, come on, you stupid noob, you should know this, you know. Nobody's like that. It is one of the best communities out there for dirt bikes as far as I'm concerned, and I've been a part of a lot of different Facebook groups, and I'm just amazed at how everybody takes the time to help one another. And if somebody's got a problem, everybody just goes through, well, it could be this and this, and everybody just quickly responds, which is great. So somebody has a problem, they go on there, within a couple minutes I guarantee somebody is going to respond. And that is such a valuable resource to have on any dirt bike brand. But this brand has a great following on the Facebook page. It's amazing. The guys in there. Yeah, I mean, it's a great group of people. I myself have posted tons of questions, gotten answers, and you know, and even if it's a really just obvious question, nobody ridicules anybody on it. So I gotta give kudos to the GPX Facebook group. It is one of the best dirt bike groups out there. I know I'm repeating myself on it, but it really is. And if you own a GPX bike, you should be part of that group and contribute. And even if you don't know much, I mean, look at me. I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy who rides dirt bikes, and I fix dirt bikes myself when a problem happens. So, you know, I'm no expert, you know, but I try to contribute, you know, because I run, you know, I have issues too, and then I find the problem and I solve it, and when somebody else runs into the same thing, I can contribute. So it's definitely worthwhile to contribute to the group. And also, one of the biggest bonuses of that group and the GPX community in a whole is Gary, the owner of GPX in the USA, regularly contributes to the group. He is always there every day, throughout the entire day and the night, always willing to lend a hand and contribute. And honestly, I think people probably take advantage of it a little too much. You know, like Gary is somehow got nothing better to do but hang around Facebook. But Gary is a busy guy, but he always seems to find the time to help guys out. And, you know, and Gary, the customer service through the Facebook group is amazing to see. You know, people could call up GPX and say, I have this problem, and that's fine. That is one avenue you can go. But usually people go on the Facebook group and say, I either love this bike or I'm having an issue or something, and Gary is usually one of the first ones to respond. Always. And then he's willing to make it right. So I see that process over and over again. So kudos to Gary. I don't see any other owner of any other dirt bike company doing anything like that. So, I mean, that is very unique. So it's great to see that. I know he is just very passionate about the brand, and he's passionate about the making everybody happy as he can possibly make them, you know. And usually it's like somebody has a minor issue. I'm having this and this. Okay, just give me a call and we'll ship out the part, you know. And it's usually, it's nice to see. And one of the other things we're going to talk about too, why I pulled the trigger on the GPX bike, is the value. Bang for the buck, these bikes are the best out there. You can go the expensive route and get the KTM Husqvarna gas and spend, you know, 10, 11, 12, $13,000 on a dirt bike. That's great. Those are awesome bikes. But if you want to get there, you know, 80 to 90% there, you know, buy a GPX. And I can have two GPX bikes for the price of one of those bikes, which I did. I recently sold my TSC because I'm going to get the new TSC 300. But I've had two GPX bikes for a while now, and it's just great having the option to, you know, I can pick the 4-stroke or the 2-stroke, and they're just very capable bikes. And the value of them is just out of the ballpark. They're just a great value dirt bike. You're getting all the farkles, you don't really have to buy anything when you buy these bikes. They come with everything. You don't really need to do anything, and that's what makes them so great. And the parts are top quality. Everything on the nuts and bolts, everything on there is just very well made. And you don't, you know, sometimes when you buy these Japanese bikes, you gotta spend like 1,000 or 2,000 to get better suspension or skid plates or hand guards or all these billet parts and all these things. And these bikes already come with all that stuff. So it's just they're a great value for the buck, and they really set themselves apart from other Chinese bikes. No other Chinese bike even comes close to these. I know that there's the KOs and Ryans out there. You know, they're getting close, but GPX still has King of the Hill for sure. And on top of that, with the customer service, you can't beat that. I'd rather, honestly, if there was a Chinese brand that was 100% identical, I'd still go with the GPX because of the customer service. That's just how I feel. I'd rather pay even a little bit more money to have the better customer service. But I know recently that there's been a couple of price hikes on the GPXs. I'll probably do another video on that. And some guys are kind of like, well, they're not, they're getting close to this bike or that bike. Well, they're not, apples to apples. They're apples and oranges. They're, I mean, you can't. The bikes that people are comparing these to are not the same. So yes, I know that the price hikes have, made them not as much of a bargain as they first were back in 2019. But honestly, they're great bikes and they're worth the coin. If they, I wouldn't be buying these bikes if I didn't think they were worth the money. So they obviously are worth the money. I know I would like to save more money myself even. Yeah, of course I want to buy, I don't want to spend as much. I get it. But the world has obviously changed a lot in the last couple of years. Inflation and all this other crazy stuff. You got to figure I talked to Gary and he used to pay like 5,000 to 7,000 for a container. Now he's paying like 25,000 for a container. Well, what do you think happens? You got to pass that cost on to the customer, So, it's the world we live in now. Everything is more expensive. So I realize that they're not as much of a bargain as they once were, but they still are a bargain for sure. I mean, I can still buy 2 of these bikes compared to 1 KTM. So, and I'm just going to be just as happy. So the value of these bikes is I think they're out of this world. I really think they're a great value for the money. So anyways, that completes our video series on why I pull the trigger on a GPX. I hope that these videos have helped you. If you guys haven't watched the first 2, please go watch them. If you're really, you have a lot of questions on this brand, check out those videos and any other videos. I have a lot of videos on the GPX bikes. So check them out. I hope this helped. I will see you guys on the trail. Live long and ride. Engage.